When we start our yoga practice, the first thing that the yoga teacher or the yoga studio would ask is if we have a mat. So why do we need a mat? What are the different kinds of mats available? What is good for us? And the yogis of Himalayas, did they use a yoga mat for practice? Or what did they use? Or is it a new age invention? Let's go check it out. So why do we use a yoga mat? Why has it become so universally common that we pick up our yoga mats and go for practice? This is because the mat in itself defines a space for our practice. The action of stepping on and stepping off the mat denotes the beginning and end to our practice. Since yoga is a practice of mindfulness and awareness, this action of stepping onto the mat changes the quality of our own practice as well as the state of our mind. When we practice yoga, we know it is about asana, movement and breath work. In essence, all of this works with the energy of the body. The different kinds of energy practices all over the world uses some material as an insulation that we step onto to prevent us from losing the energy down to the earth. Since earth also acts as a zero potential object, it tends to drain our energy. So yoga practice is about moving the energy upward and away from the earth. So stepping onto the mat insulates us from losing this energy down to the earth and also helps the energy move upward. And this is not a new age practice, right? In the olden days, the classical yogis used to use tiger skin, deer skin or leaves or straw to sit on to aid the same practice. Yoga mat is the first prop that we use. It acts as a cushioning agent and also acts as a shock absorber. And it also helps our hands and feet from slipping and sliding from the postures. And in different postures where we kneel down, where we lie down, or where we go on our elbows, it also prevents our weaker joints, which are the knees, ankles and elbows, from getting injured. To know what mat to use or buy, I generally recommend a downward dog test. So I call upon our model for today. So this posture here looks fine. But as and when she starts to push upwards, she starts to slide. So to prevent this, for a beginner, it's a wonderful thing to have a good grip mat.
So the most widely available kinds of mats are the foam mats. So these are the kind of mats that you find in grocery stores, supermarkets and local sports shops and even fancy stores, gift shops. Everything has a foam yoga mat. The price range of foam mats could be anywhere in between 300 rupees to 6,000 rupees depending on the different qualities of the foam mat. So this one right here is, I think, from a brand called Strauss. It's available on Amazon and this is about 5 mm thick. We also get different thicknesses like 3 mm, 4 mm and this one is a foam mat from Decathlon. This is one of their best-selling yoga mats. This is about 6 mm thick and this is also quite durable. This doesn't chip off and has a pretty good grip and a really good cushioning as well. Manduka also has really good quality foam mats, and if a Manduka store is available wherever you are, or if you know anyone who can bring one of the mats for you, I think that's a very good investment to have. So how do you choose the thickness of your mat? If you're a beginner and just starting off with the practice, a 3 mm or a 4 mm mat should do. In case you have any special needs, as in if you're an athlete or if you have any injuries, a thicker mat should be more helpful for you because it provides good cushioning for you. So the good thing about these foam mats are they are easily available and a lot of these are quite affordable. However, these mats, the cheaper ones especially, they chip off very easily. They don't last for more than a couple of months, as well as they are foam, so not very good for the environment, and they are not biodegradable. I personally prefer natural mats for my own practice because 1, it's good for my energy, 2, it's good for the environment, 3, it's biodegradable and recyclable as well. And it also helps us resonate with the nature better. So the first kind of natural mat I have here is a cork mat. This is from Juru Yoga. This feels very earthy and very nice to practice on. However, the cons of this mat is that it's a little hard and it could also make us slip and slide easily. So the next mat I have here is a jute and rubber mat. So the surface of the mat has jute in it and the body of the mat is made of rubber. So this is from a brand called Proyog. The pros of this mat is that it has a pretty good grip. The downward dog test was passed on this mat, and it's also very durable, and it's available on their website, so do check it out. And also Decathlon has jute rubber mats, and yeah, I think Proyog and Decathlon have similar kinds of mats. So the cons of this mat is that since it's jute, the fiber keeps coming off the mat and also it's pretty heavy, so it might be a little difficult to carry. Alright, now let's move on to rubber mats. I personally would prefer practicing on a rubber mat any day because the grip on rubber mats is amazing, and even if we are sweaty, we won't slip and fall on a rubber mat, and sometimes it gets really annoying how how good the grip is on a rubber mat. So these two are the ones from Manduka. This is a travel mat. This is about, I think, 1.5 or 2 mm thick, and this is really lightweight and you can even fold it and carry it in your bag easily. So that's why it's called a travel mat. And this is a regular practice mat which is about 4 mm thick. And both of these mats are from a brand called Manduka. Unfortunately, they don't have a store here in India. So if you're living abroad or if you know anyone living abroad, I think these mats are really good investments for your practice. However, the cons of a rubber mat is that it takes high maintenance. We cannot wash these mats like we can wash any other mats. So just plain water with a little bit of vinegar and baking soda should do. No soap water on this, and we cannot use this on a sunny place to practice because the rubber material gets worn out easily. And it's also pretty heavy, so carrying this around could be a bit of a pain. However, the pro of the travel mat is that it's lightweight and it can be carried. The con of a travel mat is that it's too thin, so it may not provide enough cushioning for practice. The other kinds of natural mats available in the market are cotton mats and straw mats. I don't have any cotton or straw mats with me right now. I think Devi as a brand has straw mats, and Isha Yoga, Art of Living, and a few other yoga schools also sell cotton mats. However, the cons of a cotton mat could be that it doesn't provide enough grip, and it's very easy to slip and slide on a cotton mat. To summarize, always make sure before you pick up a mat to be clear about what your needs are. So if you need a good cushioning, go for a thicker mat. If you're able to lift your weight up easily without putting a lot of load on your joints, a thin mat should suffice. However, I would also recommend going for much natural options than the foam mats. So even in natural mats, if you are someone who carry the mat around a lot, a lightweight mat should do. Otherwise, if you're okay to invest in a good mat bag and carry the thicker mat around, I think that should be okay as well. In case you have any more questions, do comment them below. We'll be glad to answer them.